In the city of Port Harcourt, there lived a young girl named Zina. Zina was no ordinary child. She was a brilliant, kind-hearted girl whose intelligence shone through in everything she did. Only in primary 4, she had already won several academic awards, earned the respect of her teachers, and made her mark as the top student in her school. Everyone admired her sharp mind and the way she carried herself with such grace, but not everyone was pleased. Zina's classmates, especially the girls, started feeling a twinge of envy. They didn't understand how someone so young could be so accomplished. They thought, why does she always win? Why does she always get the praise? But little did they know, Zina's success came from hard work, dedication, and the love she had for learning. Still, envy clouded their hearts, and they began whispering behind her back. Among these girls were 2 who often led the others in their scheming. They were Sarah and Grace. They had been best friends with Zina since kindergarten, but as Zina's popularity and achievements grew, they began to feel threatened. They couldn't understand why Zina, the daughter of a single mother who was abandoned by her husband, should be so lucky. They secretly believed that her success was an unfair stroke of fate, one they didn't deserve. One day, Sarah and Grace hatched a plan. They decided to sabotage Zina's upcoming presentation at the school's annual talent show. They spread false rumors about her, telling the teacher that Zina had copied her ideas from a book. They even went so far as to slip a fake note into Zina's bag, pretending to be from the teacher, claiming that she had plagiarized. They hoped to get Zina disqualified and humiliated in front of everyone. When Zina found the note, she was stunned. She couldn't believe what her friends had done to her. Her heart ached, not only because she felt betrayed, but also because she couldn't understand why her friends would want to harm her. But Zina was no ordinary girl. She didn't let her emotions dictate her actions. Instead of confronting them directly, she decided to focus on what truly mattered, the truth. Zina approached her teacher, Mrs. Adama, a wise woman who had always supported her. She explained the situation calmly, showing Mrs. Adama the note and letting her know that she had done her work with integrity. Mrs. Adama, who knew Zina well, believed in her and promised to look into the matter. The day of the talent show arrived, and the auditorium was packed with students, teachers, and parents. Zina stood backstage, feeling nervous but determined. She had spent weeks preparing her presentation, and she knew she had earned her place. As she waited for her turn, she noticed Sarah and Grace whispering in the corner, casting furtive glances at her. But Zina didn't let it bother her. She had more important things to focus on. When it was her turn, Zina stepped onto the stage. The spotlight shone brightly on her, and for a moment she felt the weight of everyone's gaze. But then she remembered her mother's words. Always be proud of who you are, Zina. No matter what anyone says, you have the power to change your world. With that thought in mind, Zina began her presentation. She spoke with confidence, sharing her knowledge with the audience in a way that captivated them. Her passion for learning shone through every word. By the time she finished, the audience erupted into applause. It wasn't just her intelligence that had won them over, it was her authenticity and the way she stayed true to herself, even when others tried to bring her down. Sarah and Grace, who had hoped for Zina's failure, stood frozen, realizing the magnitude of their mistake. Their plan had backfired. Not only had they failed to bring Zina down, but they had also witnessed something they couldn't deny: Zina's strength and grace in the face of adversity. As the talent show concluded, Mrs. Adama made an announcement. Before we leave today, I want to recognize Zina for not only her exceptional talent, but also for her honesty and integrity. You see, the true measure of a person's success is not just in their achievements, but in how they face challenges. Zina's heart swelled with pride, not because of the recognition, but because she knew she had done the right thing. Her friends, now filled with guilt and shame, approached her after the show. Sarah and Grace apologized, explaining how their jealousy had clouded their judgment. Zina, with her kind heart, forgave them. She understood that their actions came from insecurity, and she didn't hold it against them. The next few weeks passed, and Zina's life continued to be filled with joy and triumphs. However, the most significant change came from an unexpected place: her mother. Zina's mother, who had always been strong and independent, had struggled for years after her husband had left her. Though she never showed it to Zina, she had been carrying the weight of loneliness and fear for as long as Zina could remember. But as Zina's success grew, so did her mother's pride and confidence. She began to believe that maybe she wasn't just defined by her past. She saw how Zina had risen above the challenges in her life, and she realized that she could do the same. One day, Zina's mother gathered the courage to go back to school and finish her education, something she had put off for years. She enrolled in a program to become a community health worker, inspired by her daughter's example of resilience. Through Zina, her mother's life was transformed. She found the strength to pursue her dreams and rebuild her confidence, no longer seeing herself as a woman abandoned, but as someone capable of achieving great things. The bond between mother and daughter grew even stronger as they both supported each other through their journeys. Zina's story didn't just change her life, it changed the lives of everyone around her. Her brilliance, her kindness, and her unwavering spirit not only silenced her enemies, but also inspired a ripple effect of change in her community. And in the end, she proved that no matter what obstacles life throws at you, with honesty, hard work, and love, anything is possible.